Our boy Guy gets called out by his party leader, Ryuji, who looks like he's about to start some drama. Guy explains he thought it was a day off since everyone else was out, looking completely unbothered. And then Ryuji just drops the bomb, telling our man he's fired from the party, effective immediately. Guy is completely floored, hitting him with the classic, "The hell did you just say?" Look, Ryuji starts laying into him, asking if he even realizes how useless he is during a fight. Our boy tries to defend himself, saying he's a support class, an enchanter. That's literally his job. But this clown Ryuji says enchanting is a handicap, and his only real job was making magic stones. Then the rest of the party, shown as silhouettes, basically agree they can't carry his dead weight. Ryuji gets heated, screaming that because of Guy, the whole party's progress has stalled out. He finally loses it, yelling that they're a top-tier party and can't have a low-rank scrub dragging them down. Ryuji pulls out a whole-ass pyramid scheme chart to explain how Guy is killing his vibe. But our boy Guy just hits him with a calm, knowing smirk like he's already 5 moves ahead. Guy's connecting the dots, realizing this whole dramatic firing was just part of a bigger plan. Turns out this trash bag Ryuji forced Guy to join with his sisters in the first place. Our man calls him out, saying the whole plan was to kick him out and keep the girls. And this psycho doesn't even deny it, just smiles like he's taking out the garbage. Guy turns his back like he's about to walk away defeated, but we know better. He whips around with a contract, demanding every last magic stone he ever lent them. Ryuji is completely floored, trying to argue that the stones are party property now. This clown knows he's been caught lacking and reluctantly reaches for the stones. Our boy hits him with the fine print, explaining the contract says loaned, not given. Read the terms and conditions, clown. This trash bag just dumps all the magic stones on the floor like a child throwing a tantrum. Guy's looking at the pile, doing a quick mental inventory, and you know he's counting every last one. He immediately calls Ryuji out, saying he's short on a specific type of stone. This man came with receipts. Ryuji absolutely loses it, screaming that what he gave is good enough. Bro is having a full-blown meltdown. Our boy just smirks, basically saying, "This is what happens when you underestimate an enchanter." The clown's face drops as he realizes he's completely dependent on the guy he just fired. You love to see it. Guy catches the last stone, says nice shot, and tells the psycho to say hi to his sisters for him. Absolute savage. Now our boy's posted up in a tavern, probably wondering what the hell he's gonna do next. He's already stressing, realizing he can't just leave his sisters behind with that trash bag Ryuji. The drama never ends. A new dude with glasses, 4 eyes, is telling someone off-screen he's not teaming up with them. Turns out he's talking to 2 girls, Red and Elf Girl, and Red's complaining about someone's useless alchemy skills. 4 Eyes just hits them with the not my problem look. This guy is ice cold. Meanwhile, some random armor bro asks Guy if he really got kicked out. Mind your business, dude. Back to the girls, Red is getting pissed, basically confirming the other girl is dead weight. The poor Elf Girl says she's not a fighter and can only make potions. This sounds painfully familiar. Red slams the table, screaming that Elf Girl doesn't deserve a cut of the loot. She chose violence today. Then Red drops the bomb that she's joining another party and calls Elf Girl a nuisance. Damn, a copy-paste firing. Elf Girl is just completely stunned, looking like her whole world just ended. Our boy Guy is watching this whole train wreck, seeing Red walk out on the devastated Elf Girl. Our boy Guy slides up to the crying Elf Girl, asking if the seat's taken. Smooth. He drops the hood and hits her with the "I also got kicked out of my party" line, the ultimate icebreaker for losers. Elf Girl is completely caught off guard, looking up at him like he's a ghost. Guy apologizes for eavesdropping on her whole career-ending drama. A little late for that, my guy. He introduces himself as an enchanter named Ryuji? Hold up, is he using the trash bag's name as an alias? The Elf Girl, Renee, says she's an alchemist, probably wondering why his name sounds so damn familiar. She confirms her party just dissolved and the whole world goes static. We've all been there, girl. Our boy pulls the classic gentleman move and offers her a handkerchief. He's laying it on thick. Guy suggests they drink together, bonding over their shared experience of getting fired. A new party is born from spite. Elf Girl says she's underage but will hang out anyway, giving him a genuine smile. Okay, that's actually pretty wholesome. Our boy Guy, using the alias Ryuji, tells Renee his leader, Guy, kicked him out. This man is building a whole fake identity. They agree to use first names, and she points out she's younger. He's just happy to be called Ryuji. He immediately asks to see her potions, saying he's curious. My man is already scouting for his new party. Elf Girl gets super excited, happy that someone is finally taking an interest in her alchemy. She gives him a whole safety warning about not touching the pin. This ain't your grandma's healing potion. Renee pulls out two very professional-looking vials, her latest and greatest creations. She admits they don't look like much, but says she's proud of them, and asks if he wants to see the magic. A stat screen pops up showing it's a damn firebomb. The girl they called useless is making explosives. Guy whips out his appraisal skill to get the full specs on her work. Time for a proper analysis. He's completely floored by the quality, realizing this useless alchemist is actually a genius. He hit the jackpot. Our boy's galaxy brain is firing on all cylinders, calculating how his enchantments will make her bombs even more busted. He tells Elf Girl her alchemy is on par with a legendary mage's magic, and she's completely stunned. But Renee hits him with a sad smile, about to explain the catch to her OP crafting skills. She admits the material costs are insane, and Red, her old leader, constantly flamed her for it. But Elf Girl says she doesn't care about the cost. She just wants to create amazing things. Goss is having a moment, realizing he's looking at a reflection of his own damn self. She says if her work helps someone, it's worth it, proving she's way too wholesome for this line of work. Our boy slams the table, declaring they're kindred spirits, which totally freaks her out. He goes into full-on recruitment mode, saying together their true value will finally be recognized. Guy flexes his own craft, explaining he takes pride in his work as an enchanter, just like her. Elf Girl is totally sold, looking at our boy like he's the messiah she's been waiting for. But of course, some random bald dude starts screaming at the bartender, demanding his victory feast. The bartender is trying to be polite, but Baldy starts flexing his adventurer rank to get some meat. Our boy is pissed his recruitment pitch got interrupted, and Renee points out the dude is wasted. Renee asks what to do, and you can practically see the light bulb pop over Guy's head. Guy says it's only fair he shows his own skills, hitting her with a confident smirk. He straight up snatches one of her firebombs, and Elf Girl is having a full-blown panic attack. Our boy walks right up to the loudmouth, who seems to recognize the name Ryuji. This is gonna be good. Baldy hits him with the, "Who the hell are you?" look, completely unimpressed. Guy just tells him to keep it down because they're trying to enjoy their drinks. The absolute nerve. Baldy starts flexing on our boy, asking for his rank like it's a damn job interview. Guy's got that "you just activated my trap card" look while Elf Girl is having a silent meltdown. This clown calls him a low-rank enchanter who doesn't fight. Oh, the irony is just delicious. Our boy, still using Ryuji's name, tells him to chill about ranks because some things are more important. Baldy goes feral, powering up a punch and screaming that our man is ruining his victory booze. Guy hits him with a killer smirk, saying he'll teach him a lesson while enchanting the firebomb. He yeets the enchanted bomb, basically saying, "Talk shit about support classes now, bitch." The bomb connects, and our boy says this is the pride of their craft, a combo move from the rejects. Baldy gets absolutely launched across the room by the useless alchemist's potion. You love to see it. Our boy just stands there, cool as hell, having literally blown the problem out of the tavern. Our boy and Elf Girl are both wide-eyed, realizing they might have overdone it just a little. Baldy gets yeeted clean through the wall, screaming his head off on the way out. The whole tavern is stunned silent, and Elf Girl is looking like she just saw a ghost. Our boy soaks in the praise from the crowd, looking like the main character he was born to be. Guy, ever the professional, just says he's gonna pay the tab before they dip. Elf Girl is still trying to process how Ryuji just casually broke the laws of physics. Our boy decides this conversation needs a change of scenery, probably before the guards show up. Kai explains that her bomb was so OP it would have leveled the bar without his help. The gears are turning in Elf Girl's head as she realizes his enchantment was the key. He confirms he used a wind enchantment, basically admitting he's the secret sauce to her recipe. Guy explains he used wind magic to contain the blast, basically flexing his insane level of control. He's telling Elf Girl he can boost her potion's power and make them more versatile. This is the ultimate sales pitch. Our boy officially asks her to team up, hitting her with that charming, "let's take over the world" smile. Elf Girl is completely impressed, admitting she's a fan of his work after that little demonstration. Guy suggests they get their own workshop and just create whatever OP items they want, free from haters. She's imagining them showing the world just how broken an enchanter and alchemist combo can be. Our boy asks for her final answer, looking smug as hell because he knows he's already won her over. She clutches her chest, agreeing to the plan to open a workshop together. The ultimate crafter duo is born. Elf Girl is literally crying with joy, finally finding someone who appreciates her skills. You love to see it. And just as things get wholesome, someone starts screaming for Ryuji. Oh boy, the real trash bag is back. The guildmaster rolls up on Guy and Elf Girl, asking if Ryuji is really taking the party and leaving town. This guildmaster dude says he can't get involved in party drama, basically washing his hands of the situation. Elf girl is being super polite, thanking the guildmaster for everything. She's got manners, unlike everyone else. Our boy, still playing the role of Ryuji, asks what's gonna happen to his sisters. He's fishing for intel. Elf girl is putting two and two together, realizing those girls are from the same party. Guy drops the bomb that the swordswoman and mage from that party are his stepsisters. The plot thickens. Our boy gets real serious, pulling the guildmaster aside for a private chat. Business time. The guildmaster is telling Ryuji to keep something secret from Guy. Bro, you're talking to Guy. The guildmaster is completely mind-fucked, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. He finally caves, agreeing to pass on whatever message our boy just gave him. Guy's playing 4D chess again. The guildmaster tells them to set up their workshop in the next town over. This dude is surprisingly helpful. He waves them off, telling Ryuji to handle his business and that he'll see him around. Our boy and elf girl thank the guildmaster, looking like they're off on a grand adventure. Elf girl is having second thoughts, asking if it's really okay to just up and leave for this new city. She calls out to Ryuji, and our boy just plays along, still deep in his undercover role. Guy explains his master plan. The new city is next to a magic stone mine, perfect for their business. He drops that it's a half-month walk, and elf girl is already feeling the burn of being broke. Guy gets real, admitting he's got no cash flow since getting fired, and they need startup capital. But elf girl is all in, hitting him with a determined smile like she's ready for the grind. Our boy just smirks, saying they've got nothing but time, so they might as well enjoy the trip. Our boy Guy and elf girl are officially on the road, ready to start their new life as a two-person wrecking crew. Meanwhile, some royal knights are on patrol, probably about to run into some predictable trouble. And speak of the devil, a whole squad of sketchy-looking bandits rolls up talking about a blood tax. The knights go into protection mode, telling some VIP to stay back while they handle the riffraff. The bandit leader gets right in the VIP's face, telling her to drop the loot. This dude has a death wish. Back with our duo, Guy decides they're camping out for the night. The broke life is real. Elf girl is optimistic they'll reach the next town tomorrow, completely unaware of the drama nearby. She asks our boy why he became an enchanter, and he hits her with the classic, "It's a long story" dodge. They're chilling by the fire as Guy starts dropping some lore about his hometown and the Sakura Empire. He gets real serious, admitting a civil war wrecked his home, so he doesn't even know what's left. Damn, that's rough. Our boy continues his tragic backstory, explaining his country's national flower is the sakura. He confirms the Civil War is how he lost his parents when he was just 12. Damn. A flashback shows young Guy escaping his burning hometown with his two little sisters. He says some mysterious sensei found them and taught them the skills to survive. Elf girl is feeling for him, and our boy just admits that yeah, it was pretty damn rough. She asks about the teacher, and Guy says the dude was so mysterious he never even gave a name. Turns out this sensei was a strict elf who saw Guy's potential as an enchanter from the start. Our boy says that because of this mysterious elf, enchanting is now his whole damn career. Elf girl is completely stunned, dropping the bomb that this mysterious sensei was also an elf. Guy gets real, saying he couldn't abandon her because he hates seeing talent go to waste. Our boy is apologizing for his tragic backstory dump, but elf girl is telling him to chill out. She's basically saying they're kindred spirits and she's just glad he approached her in the first place. Our boy looks relieved, probably glad he didn't completely weird her out with his life story. He suddenly reaches into his coat, and elf girl is completely caught off guard by the sudden movement. Guy says it's his turn to show off his work, and elf girl is hyped to see his magic stones. He whips out some massive, perfectly cut magic stones, flexing his high-level crafting skills. But just as they're having a crafter-to-crafter moment, they both freeze, hearing something in the distance. Elf girl starts listing off the names of the stones like a Pokédex about to drop the stats. She points out there's a fight happening nearby, complete with screaming and clashing swords. Elf girl uses her elf ears to confirm it's probably bandits shaking someone down. Here we go. Guy decides it's their problem now, asking elf girl if she's ready to crash this party. Elf girl is all in, telling him she's good to go and they need to move. She's got that ride or die energy. Our boy says it's the perfect chance to field test his enchanted stones. This is basically a product demo. Back at the fight, some bandit is confused why a knight just froze mid-swing. Looks like someone's using hacks. The knight captain is trying to rally his troops, swearing to protect some hooded VIP. Standard escort mission L. Our duo rolls up, and Guy immediately asks elf girl to create a diversion. Time for some tactical chaos. Elf Girl whips out a magic circle, basically saying, I got this. She's about to cook. She unleashes a massive fire arrow, proving she's got more in her kit than just potions. The bandit gets absolutely incinerated, screaming his lungs out. Damn, she went straight for the kill shot. The bandit leader is completely stunned, realizing that was an enchanted attack. He knows they're fucked. The bandit leader is absolutely fuming, screaming, Who the hell are you, at our boy? Our boy Guy strolls in with a smirk, basically asking if he can get in on this beatdown. Guy immediately folds some random bandit with a kick to the chest after blocking his sword. Our boy is literally thinking these clowns' sword skills are trash compared to his sister's. Another bandit tries a sneak attack from behind, yelling that he's got him. Famous last words, my guy. The bandit's sword just stops midair like it hit a brick wall, and Guy hasn't even turned around. Guy finally turns, flexing one of his magic stones and explaining this is his secret weapon. The knights and the VIP are just standing there with their jaws on the floor, completely confused. The bandit is having a full-on meltdown, screaming that his sword was just deflected by nothing. Guy explains his stone makes him immune to physical attacks while grabbing the dude by the throat. Elf Girl unleashes a lightning web spell to wrap up the rest of the bandits. She's not just a potion maker anymore. Our boy confirms they've bagged all the bandits, who are now neatly tied up. That was a clean sweep. The knight captain thanks them for the assist, and Elf Girl politely asks if his crew is okay. The hooded VIP finally introduces herself as Zwei, and you just know she's a big deal. Zwei is looking completely flustered, like she just saw a ghost or something. The knight captain is also bugging out, basically saying, it can't be. What the hell is going on? Our boy plays it cool, saying he just jumped in to protect himself and will handle the trash. Elf Girl offers up some healing potions, asking if anyone needs a top-up. She's always prepared. The knight captain looks like he's about to accept, but is clearly hesitating for some reason. He admits he's got some minor cuts, but then tries to tough it out. Bro, your pride isn't worth bleeding out. Our boy sees the knight's wound, realizing this dude's pride is getting in the way of not bleeding out. So Guy just casually uncorks one of Elf Girl's potions like he's about to take a victory shot. He downs the potion and says it's perfect, leaving Elf Girl completely confused by this absolute power move. Guy offers the rest to the knight, basically saying, see, it's not poison, you big baby. The knight captain is still shook, but his whole squad is basically begging him to take the free heals. The VIP's Zwei is giving the captain a look that just screams, don't be a dumbass, we almost died. She finally steps in, telling the captain she'll vouch for them. Finally, an adult has entered the chat. Our boy and Elf Girl are already networking, inviting the VIP to their future workshop, securing the bag. Turns out the VIP was just trying to act tough because she thought they were nobles. She's totally embarrassed now. Elf Girl is impressed by the VIP, and Guy apologizes for just yoinking her potion without asking first. Elf Girl is bummed out, saying it feels bad to have her good intentions doubted by the knights. Our boy Guy admits the knights were just doing their job, but it still doesn't sit right with him. Elf Girl hits him with a wholesome smile, saying, Ryuji is a genuinely good dude. She's all in. She's just following our boy now, probably wondering how she lucked into this partnership. Back at the campsite, Guy says it's time to call it a night and prep for the next leg of the journey. We get a big establishing shot of Saltat, the port city that's supposed to be their new home base. The guild receptionist has a forced smile, admitting the city is supposed to be lively. That's a bad sign. Our duo walks into a completely dead adventurers guild, realizing this place is a ghost town. Guy confirms with the receptionist that this is the right city, ready to transfer in despite the dead vibes. A quick reminder that this city is right next to the Magic Stone mine, the whole reason they came here. The receptionist gives them the sales pitch about how Saltat used to be a bustling port city. Keyword, used to. Turns out a massive earthquake wrecked the mine and the port a year ago, so their whole business plan is already dead on arrival. Elf Girl is just standing there like, ew, and it was. The shock is real, folks. Our boy Guy is sweating, realizing his genius plan was based on year-old, completely busted intel. The receptionist adds that everyone just built new roads and forgot this city existed. This place is officially a ghost town. Elf Girl looks to our boy for the call, basically saying she'll follow his lead even if it's into a dumpster fire. She's thinking there must be a bigger reason they came here, connecting the dots to his secret plan. Guy looks like he's about to admit he fucked up and brought them to a dead end. The receptionist is basically asking if they're really sure they want to set up shop in this wasteland. But Elf Girl steps up, telling the receptionist they're staying because Ryuji's reasons are more important. Ride or die, baby. Our boy hits Elf Girl with a reassuring smile, basically saying, don't worry, I totally didn't lead us to a dead end. The guild receptionist finalizes their transfer, officially welcoming them to the most depressing city on the continent. Elf girl, ever the optimist, asks the receptionist about finding a place to set up their workshop. The receptionist's face lights up, saying she knows just the guy to help them out. A new blondie named Toru shows up, saying the receptionist filled him in and he can find them a spot. Blondie explains the property is on the outskirts, but it's cheap and perfect for a workshop. Elf girl points out they've been walking for a while. Yeah, outskirts was putting it mildly. Toru finally announces they've arrived, and our duo looks like they've been led into the woods. The property is a busted old stone building that looks like a haunted church. This is their new home. Guy asks if they can look inside, and Blondie is all too happy to show them the fixer-upper from hell. Our boy and elf girl are sizing up their new crib, and Guy's already thinking it's way too big for two broke adventurers. The inside is a complete disaster zone with cobwebs and busted furniture. This place needs an exorcism, not just a cleaning crew. Guy asks for her opinion, and elf girl, ever the optimist, says it's a great spot despite needing a ton of work. Blondie is shocked they're taking the deal so fast and runs off to get the paperwork. He probably thought this dump was unsellable. Our boy confirms they're signing the contract, and Blondie looks way too happy to be offloading this haunted property. Blondie tells them they can start cleaning up while he's gone, and our boy is already planning the renovation. As a bonus, Blondie left them a mountain of lumber, and elf girl is wondering how the hell they're gonna move it. Guy starts flexing, saying manual labor is nothing for him, and casually lifts a massive log, freaking elf girl out. He reveals his secret weapon, a magic stone of Herculean strength. Our boy is literally using cheat codes for construction. Elf girl gets fired up, telling him to handle the heavy lifting while she takes care of the interior with her alchemy. Our boy and elf girl are hyped, ready to turn this haunted house into a home workshop. Elf girl immediately starts using her alchemy to magically clean and arrange the furniture. Work smarter, not harder. We get a full-on renovation montage of them working together, with elf girl almost taking herself out. They've already got a basic alchemy station set up, and our boy looks smug as hell about their progress. Blondie returns with the contract and is completely stunned by their extreme home makeover. The place went from a condemned ruin to a fully functional workshop in record time. Blondie's brain just short-circuited. Blondie is amazed they did it so fast, and elf girl is just proudly flexing that they put in the work. Elf girl points out that Blondie came back with a whole-ass farmer's market in his backpack. Blondie hands over the contract, ready to finalize the deal and get this property off his hands for good. Elf girl reads the fine print and hits Guy with a confused look, asking if this is some kind of charity. Blondie gets all awkward, admitting the sweet deal is basically a charity case for his own personal reasons. Just as they're settling in, some mystery silhouette is spying on them from the woods. Never a dull moment. The spies are revealed to be two little elf girls, probably wondering who the hell just moved into the haunted house. The elf kids come out to thank Blondie, and it's obvious this dude is their personal guardian angel. Blondie's literally their grocery delivery guy, bringing them a basket of veggies. This man is too pure. Elf girl is asking Blondie for the tea on the two adorable kids he's clearly taking care of. Our boy and elf girl are getting the full story from Blondie, who's about to connect all the dots for them. Blondie drops the tragic backstory that the kids are orphans living on land so bad it can't even grow food. He shows off his rough hands, explaining he helps them farm, but it's not enough, so he just brings them food. Elf girl is looking at the kid's hand and then at our boy, and you can see her heart just breaking. Our boy is staring at the dead-ass field, confirming the soil is completely useless for farming. He has a flashback to his own orphan days, sharing what little food he had with his sisters. Guy turns to elf girl with a determined smirk, and you know he's about to do something crazy. He tells the elf kids he's going to use his enchanting to build them a brand new farm. Blondie is completely baffled, asking Ryuji how the hell enchanting can create a whole field. One of the elf kids points out they already have a field, not getting that it's a wasteland. Elf girl is just smiling, knowing our boy is about to break the laws of agriculture. Guy looks over the barren land, realizing he needs to explain this in simpler terms. The elf kids are having a cute little chat about using a spell to make the veggies grow. Our boy just stands there, ready to get to work and show everyone what an enchanter can do. Our boy picks a spot on the dead-ass field, basically saying, yeah, this wasteland will do. He just stomps one of his magic stones straight into the ground like he's planting a landmine. Blondie is completely lost, asking if the master plan is really just to bury a rock in the dirt. Guy explains he just planted a terraforming bomb and they'll see the results tomorrow. Patience, my guy. Elf girl is all smiles, telling the kids to get hyped for the magic show. She invites the elf kids to help with the spell, and they're asking for instructions on this group project. The elf kids are totally on board, looking hyped to participate in this weird farming ritual. The whole crew starts chanting at the field, basically trying to hype the dirt into growing stuff. Meanwhile, back with the old party, one of Guy's sisters is grabbing some dude by the collar, screaming names. The sisters are confronting the whole party, demanding answers about what the hell happened to Ryuji. The drama is back on. One of Guy's sisters, Sword Sis, is pissed, screaming that if Ryuji was there, they wouldn't have failed the quest. The other sister, Mage Sis, agrees, saying there's no way Ryuji would just ditch them like this. Sword Sis is still grilling some random party member who's whining that the fight was harder than usual. Another dude points out the obvious. They don't have the special magic stones anymore. You don't say. The real trash bag Ryuji smirks, calling Sword Sis pathetic for relying on the Enchanter's power. Ryuji starts manhandling some new girl, Black Turtleneck, blaming her for being a dead weight. This is his signature move. Black Turtleneck is not taking his shit, yelling back at him for trying to make it her fault. The party's yes man tries to justify it, saying Ryuji had no choice because she was being loud, and now the sisters are hanging upside down in a pit trap, realizing they're completely screwed. Sword Sis just says, "I know," looking like she's about to chew through the ropes to escape. Mage Sis is on the same page, telling Sword Sis she's quitting this dumpster fire of a party too. Sword Sis tells her they're leaving, and the rest of the party just watches them walk. The whole crew is imploding. Black Turtleneck starts grilling Ryuji about what he's gonna do now, and he just screams at her to shut up. Ryuji is looking absolutely defeated, finally realizing he played himself into a corner. You love to see it. The sisters are back at the guild, probably reporting how badly they just failed without their support. The guild master sees them and immediately calls them out for looking like they just lost a bar fight. Sword Sis is still pissed, blaming Guy for their retreat and saying he screwed them over. Oh, honey. She finally has a galaxy brain moment, realizing they underestimated Ryuji's skills and the guildmaster knew. The guildmaster is sweating bullets, basically confirming he knew and asking where Guy's crew went. He pulls out a letter, saying it's perfect timing. Our boy's 4D chess move is finally paying off. Mage Sis confirms they bounced from the party after getting left for dead in a dungeon. The guildmaster tells them to read the letter right here, right now. The tea is piping hot. He explains the letter is from Ryuji, who left a message for them before skipping town. Mage Sis asks what the plan is, saying Ryuji is waiting for them in the new city. Sword Sis is all in, saying of course they're going to find their brother. The reunion tour is a go. Meanwhile, our boy is just waking up when someone starts screaming his fake name from outside. It's one of the elf kids telling Ryuji to come see the results of his magic farming experiment. Elf girl steps out, wondering why the hell a child is screaming at their house at sunrise. The elf kid is practically vibrating with excitement, yelling for them to hurry up and see the miracle. And holy shit, the dead field is now a jungle of giant vegetables. Our boy's terraforming stone was no joke. Our boy is looking at his new jungle, admitting even he didn't think the terraforming stone would go this hard. The elf kids are losing their minds, screaming that Ryuji is a legend for pulling this off overnight. Guy explains he just planted a special magic stone that basically puts crop growth on steroids. Elf girl asks if he's used this OP farming stone before, and Guy admits adventurers usually skip the agriculture skill tree. One of the elf kids' stomach starts rumbling loud enough to be mistaken for an earthquake. Elf girl hits our boy with a wholesome smile, suggesting they make breakfast with their new bounty. The elf kids are hyped, yelling that they'll help harvest the veggies for the feast. Our boy gives the official order to start harvesting, and the kids are ready for action. The elf kids are already hauling crates of pumpkins, and our boy is looking on like a proud dad. Back at the workshop, Elf Girl is cooking up a feast while the kids wait with empty plates. Wholesome as hell. The elf kids are looking at the feast like they've just discovered a new religion, and now they're in a full-on food coma, looking completely blissed out and happy. Elf Girl is being all humble about the meal while our boy just sits there soaking in the W. Blondie bursts in, completely losing his shit over the miracle farm and asking if it was the magic rock. One of the elf kids is hyped to see Blondie, calling him Big Bro. This dude is their guy. Blondie greets the kids, and you can tell he's just happy to see them eating well for once. Elf Girl explains they used Ryuji's cheat code stone to make breakfast, and Blondie is just floored. The kids are just beaming, confirming the food was amazing, and they're finally stuffed. Blondie looks so damn relieved, like a huge weight has been lifted off his shoulders. But our boy Guy just has to kill the vibe, telling Blondie the problem isn't completely solved yet. Our boy explains the catch. His terraforming stone is basically a parasite that sucks the soil dry. He confirms the field is already dying, saying the soil quality has tanked since yesterday. Elf Girl steps up like it's her time to shine, asking if this is her cue to save the day. Guy asks if she can make a soil-fixing potion, and she's like, yeah, easy, just need some forest stuff. She tells Blondie they've got it handled, and our boy just smirks like this was the plan all along. Blondie is just standing there, completely baffled, trying to compute what the hell is happening. Guy offers the elf kids a magic stone to protect the field, and they're looking at him like he's Santa. But he's not running a charity. He asks Elf Girl to rent him a piece of the land in return. He explains she'll need her own garden to grow potion ingredients. My man is thinking long-term. Our boy asks the elf kids if they need anything else, but they're too shy to ask for more. The elf kids drop the bomb that wild boars keep wrecking the land they just fixed. There's always something. Our boy Guy just smirks, saying that's an easy fix, and pulls out another one of his cheat code stones. He flexes a mud core magic stone, basically the starter kit for building your own security guard. The stone activates and a whole-ass golem starts forming out of the dirt. This man is playing Minecraft in real life. The mud golem is fully formed, looking like a budget titan ready to throw hands for the farm. Guy names his new dirt baby Spriggan and orders it to be the field's personal bouncer. Elf Girl is impressed, asking if Ryuji can just casually make golems now. My man's skill tree is busted. She's having a crisis, saying if it's this easy, her own alchemy feels useless. Girl, you make explosives, chill. Our boy tells Blondie the pest problem is officially solved, and Blondie is just stunned at the efficiency. Elf Girl tells Blondie they're a team now, so he doesn't have to carry the burden of helping these kids alone. Blondie is looking at our boy, saying this is more than enough to be proud of. He hits Guy with a genuine thank you, looking like he's about to cry with relief. Guy's already setting up a business plan to sell the extra food, making sure the kids are set for life. Our boy pats the kid's head, telling them to chill because helping people is just what you do. The elf kids are asking Elf Girl if it's really okay, like they're waiting for the other shoe to drop. Guy just smiles, saying he's just paying it forward since he got a lot of help back in the day. He drops another flashback, reminding us he was a broke orphan too, so he gets the struggle. The elf kids are just beaming, finally convinced these two aren't going to screw them over. Elf Girl is telling Ryuji she's down for whatever he plans next, since he's been a one-man charity so far. Our boy's galaxy brain is firing again, asking Blondie about that busted mine that brought them here. Blondie confirms the mine is a bust, basically asking our boy if he really thinks he'll find anything in a ruin. Elf Girl is having a full-on flashback montage, realizing our boy has been carrying her since day one. She's now fully committed, vowing to step up and actually be useful to Ryuji. The character development is real. We get an establishing shot of the busted-ass mine they're about to raid. This looks promising. Elf Girl immediately trips, proving she's not exactly built for the great outdoors. The whole damn mountain starts collapsing, and our boy has to drag Elf Girl out of the way. Our duo is now navigating the world's most unstable hiking trail. This whole trip is one big OSHA violation, and she eats dirt again. This girl has the balance of a drunk baby giraffe. Our boy catches her, basically asking if she's okay and pointing out she's been wobbly this whole time. Elf Girl is trying to play it cool, insisting she hasn't actually fallen yet. Denial is a strong look on her. Elf Girl is having a full-on crisis, telling herself to stop being deadweight and get it together. She's still trying to hype herself up, but notices the path is getting sketchy as hell. Elf Girl points out that this path is basically just a series of ankle-breaking death traps. Our boy Guy reminds her the whole area was wrecked by an earthquake, so yeah, it's a disaster zone. She finally asks him why the hell they're risking it all for a mine everyone says is busted. She's having flashbacks to literally everyone telling them this plan was high risk, no reward. But our boy just says he's betting on the slim chance it's not a total bust. This man loves to gamble. He's staring down the mine, admitting the odds suck, but the potential payout is too good to ignore. Guy hits her with a confident smirk, saying he's weighed the risks and it's a calculated move. And just like that, Elf Girl is all in, clutching her staff like she's ready to raid this tomb. Elf Girl is hyping herself up, vowing to stop being dead weight and actually contribute. And right on cue, a whole squad of goblin-looking freaks ambushes them from inside the mine. We get a close-up on one of these ugly bastards, and yeah, he's definitely not here to negotiate. Elf Girl is absolutely losing her mind, her face a perfect mix of shock and pure terror. Our boy just calmly announces his next cheat code, the Diamond Magic Stone. He pops an invisible shield and the monsters just bounce off him while Elf Girl hides behind him. Guy tells Elf Girl to hit them with that lightning web spell she used on the bandits. Then our boy unleashes an ice bullet attack, showing he's got some offensive moves too. The ice shards absolutely shred the monsters, turning them into a fine red mist. He helps Elf Girl up, who's flustered but says she's fine, just surprised by the ambush. Elf Girl is completely floored, realizing our boy's low-level magic hits like a damn truck. She asks how his basic ice spell was so busted, and he just casually points to his staff. Guy explains his staff isn't some legendary artifact, he just slapped an enchanted gem on it. Elf Girl immediately asks for her own upgrade, basically begging him to pimp her staff. Our boy agrees to the upgrade later, telling her to focus because this mine will make or break them. They hit a fork in the road, and you know one path leads to treasure and the other to death. Elf Girl pulls out a map, saying one way goes deeper and the other opens up. Our boy is weighing the options. She steps up, saying she'll use a detection spell to scout ahead. Look at her, finally contributing. Our boy just lets her cook, probably curious to see what she finds without his help for once. She confirms the left path is a goblin-infested death trap. So much for the easy route. Elf Girl's spell confirms the left path is basically a goblin clown car waiting to happen. Our boy suggests they split up to cover more ground, a plan that has never gone wrong in history. But Elf Girl hits him with the map, pointing out this whole section is supposed to be a dead end. Guy plays it cool, saying there's nothing here, but you know his galaxy brain is already 5 steps ahead. Our boy is still convinced there's a hidden jackpot, betting his own magic can find a new ore vein. And speak of the devil, he spots a classic video game secret passage glowing in the wall. Elf Girl is having a full-on crisis, wondering if her detection skills are completely busted. She calls out to Ryuji for a second opinion, and he just plays dumb like he didn't see it too. She decides to double-check, powering up another Earth Spirit spell to get a more accurate reading. Our boy is suddenly looking shook, like her spell just pinged something he definitely wasn't expecting. Elf Girl steps up, telling our boy to let her handle the wall. She's finally done being dead weight, and she just blows a hole in the damn wall like it's nothing. Okay, girl, pop off. They're staring into the new tunnel, and Elf Girl is just trying to process what she just did. Our boy gives her props, and she explains she just used earth magic to soften the wall. Smart. Guy confirms this path is brand new, created by the earthquake. His high-risk gamble is paying off. Elf Girl is so damn happy she's finally useful, she's literally congratulating herself. You love to see it. The narrator confirms the earthquake opened a secret passage to a deeper part of the mine. Jackpot. She's pointing out the soft soil, basically showing her work on how she found the weak spot. Our boy is looking smug as hell, basically saying, I told you so without saying a word. And boom, they've found a whole new vein of glowing magic stones. They're about to be rich. Our boy and Elf Girl are staring at a whole cave of glowing magic stones. They hit the mother lode. Elf Girl is getting a little flustered, admitting she's nervous now that they've actually found something. Guy's galaxy brain confirms this means there's a whole undiscovered ore vein down here. They're rich, bitch. Our boy is just enjoying the chaos, but Elf Girl is already thinking about reporting this to the guild. He hits her with a surprise head pat, and she's completely flustered by the sudden affection. They're just strolling through their new private crystal cave like they own the place, which they kinda do now. Our boy is looking smug as hell, basically saying holy shit at the sheer size of their haul. Elf Girl asks if he knew it'd be this good, and Guy admits even he didn't expect to win this big. Our boy is already calculating the profits, thinking the guild might throw them a bonus for this find. While our man is planning their financial future, Elf Girl is just happy to be looking at pretty rocks. Our boy is inspecting the goods, looking like a kid on Christmas morning who just found a PS5. And the quality is absolutely insane. These crystals are the top-shelf premium-grade shit. Guy's already thinking big picture, realizing this discovery could revive the entire ghost town. Elf Girl points out the cave goes even deeper, but our boy is already thinking about cashing out. Guy decides to play it safe, saying they should quit while they're ahead before the whole place collapses on them. She agrees to scout for more spots, but a giant monster hand decides to interrupt their victory lap. A whole-ass rock monster tries to turn them into a pancake, and Guy has to yank Elf Girl to safety. They're both completely shook, and Elf Girl is just trying to process the near-death experience. Our boy reminds her he gave her that diamond shield stone, but it looks like that ain't gonna cut it this time. The narrator confirms the diamond shield is completely useless against this absolute unit of a rock monster. They're fucked. Elf Girl is panicking that her super hearing failed her, blaming the cave's echo for the surprise attack. Our boy is already on it, realizing this wasn't a random rock slide. Someone's throwing hands with intent. The rock monster fully emerges, looking like it's been hitting the gym since the dawn of time. Guy hits the monster with a smug "so it's you," like he was expecting this clown to show up. We get the full view of this absolute unit of a rock goblin, and yeah, they are definitely in trouble. Our boy just strolls up to the goblin hero asking if he's the manager of this shithole. He turns to Elf Girl and just asks for her staff. My man is about to get personal. Guy takes the staff, telling her to stay back and handle support because he's going in solo. Elf Girl is having a meltdown, reminding him that's a high-level monster, not some random scrub. The goblin hero is staring them down, probably wondering what these two idiots are doing in his house. Our boy pulls out 2 daggers, telling the goblin hero this ain't gonna be a peaceful negotiation. The goblin hero powers up, looking like a final boss, but Guy is completely unfazed by the light show. The big guy flexes his muscles, clearly trying to intimidate them with his roided-out physique. And of course, the goblin hero summons a whole-ass army, because one-on-one fights are for chumps. The goblin minions start charging in, and our duo is officially in for a mob fight. Elf Girl is already over it, complaining they're just fighting endless waves while Guy tells her to hold the line. She gets pissed and starts spamming her lightning spell, screaming that this is getting them nowhere. The goblin hero is just chilling, impressed that his minions are high level but not worried in the slightest. Guy yeets an enchanted dagger, but it just pings off the boss's arm like a damn BB pellet. Our boy looks pissed, realizing his daggers are useless and he's gonna have to try something else. Our boy is debating using a big-ass magic stone, but realizes it might bring the whole cave down on them. Guy knows they're just wasting time on the minions and they're not making a dent in the boss. He's dodging attacks, his galaxy brain cooking up a new plan mid-fight, because that's how he rolls. The goblin hero is just shrugging off Elf Girl's lightning like it's a light drizzle. This dude is a tank. Our boy decides he's got to stop this clown now, even for a second, before they run out of steam. And just like that, Guy spots an opening and gets a completely insane idea. He starts gathering all the loose rocks with his magic, about to weaponize the damn environment. Our boy enchants the rubble with wind magic, creating a literal rock tornado to throw at the boss. He hits the goblin hero with the rock storm, saying this should be enough to blind the big bastard. Guy screams at Elf Girl to hit him now, setting her up for the perfect combo attack. Elf Girl gets the signal and starts powering up her lightning spell, ready to nuke this clown. She unleashes a massive lightning strike that engulfs the goblin hero. This is the finisher for sure. The goblin hero just stands there with a look, completely tanking the attack like it's nothing. Our boy Guy is already calling it, saying this probably won't be enough to take out the boss. The goblin hero is just absorbing the lightning with some busted-ass necklace. Bro's got a cheat item. He flexes his anti-magic necklace, basically telling them their light show was cute but useless. Elf Girl is having a full-blown crisis, realizing her ultimate attack did absolutely 0 damage. Guy's galaxy brain connects the dots. If magic is useless, his enchanted daggers are just pointy sticks. Our boy is already regretting his loadout, wishing he'd brought some kind of freezing potion for this. Elf Girl admits she only packed explosives and poison, thinking magic was off the table. They're screwed. Our boy's already got a new plan, saying this is exactly what he predicted. My man's always playing 5D chess. Elf Girl is still panicking, asking what the hell they're gonna do if they hit a dead end. Guy asks her to use that wall-softening trick to trap the boss so he can push forward. The goblin hero is about to turn them into a pancake, but our boy just says, it's fine. Elf Girl is sweating but agrees to trust him, clutching her staff like her life depends on it. Our boy hits her with the, trust me, we're a team line. He knows how to rally the troops. She goes full power, calling on the earth spirits to turn the ground into a trap for the boss. The goblin hero gets his feet stuck in the mud, completely caught off guard by the teamwork. Guy looks back with a smirk, basically saying, how you like me now, as the boss is immobilized. And then he just grabs Elf Girl and tells her to run, using the opening to dip deeper into the cave. Our boy's parting gift was a flash freeze bomb, leaving the goblin hero to become a permanent ice sculpture. They make it to a new section of the cave, looking back like, did that really just work? Elf Girl is completely gassed from the sprint, trying to catch her breath after that near-death experience. She points out they found a whole new exit, and our boy just smirks like this was the plan all along. Guy explains he felt a draft earlier, betting his life on a hunch that there was another way out. Elf Girl finally asks what the hell that magic stone he yeeted at the boss was. He explains it was a cruel winter stone, basically a pocket-sized blizzard he had saved for a rainy day. Our boy tells her she's got the wrong idea about how enchanting works, about to drop some knowledge. She's still hung up on the anti-magic necklace, confused how his stone bypassed the boss's hacks. Guy drops a whole lecture explaining his enchanting isn't magic, it's weaponized physics. My man is a goddamn scientist. Our boy wants to go back in, but Elf Girl is worried the goblin hero is just gonna thaw out and be pissed. Elf Girl has a galaxy brain moment, realizing magic and alchemy are basically two sides of the same coin. Guy pulls out a heat wave stone to melt the boss, basically saying, let's double tap this frozen bastard. Elf Girl's brain is completely fried, realizing our boy has a gadget for literally every single problem. They're back in the cave, and Elf Girl is just staring at the massive ice sculpture that used to be the final boss. While she's admiring the view, our boy is already looting the goblin bodies for magic cores, always on the grind. Guy lays out the plan: map the new area, collect the loot, and report back to the guild to get paid. They're back at the guild, and the receptionist welcomes Ryuji and Elf Girl back from their little hike. The receptionist asks if they found anything, and our boy just smugly says they found a whole new ore vein. Elf Girl shoves the new map in her face while confirming they also bagged a ton of monster cores. They're about to be rich. The receptionist is floored by the loot, asking if it was a hobgoblin, and Elf Girl casually drops it was a goblin hero. Her brain just completely short-circuits, unable to process that these two newbies just soloed a raid boss. She's trying to get the story straight, like, wait, you found a new vein and a final boss was just guarding it? The news spreads through the guild instantly, with everyone whispering about the new discovery and the duo who did it. The whole damn guild is now staring at our boy and Elf Girl like they're celebrities. Their rep just skyrocketed. The locals are getting hyped, realizing this discovery could put their ghost town back on the map. Our boy and Elf Girl just stand there soaking it all in, looking like the new power couple in town. The receptionist officially accepts their map and monster cores, making their legendary find official. She tells them the reward is so massive it'll take a few days to process, and Elf Girl is cool with it. The receptionist points out they're not an official party yet and suggests they register. My boy's already thinking. Our boy asked Elf Girl for a party name, and she's actually trying to use her brain for once. And holy shit, a thought actually formed in that pretty little head of hers. She suggests a nerdy-ass name that means artisans in some old language. Okay, lore drop, girl. They're thanking the receptionist, who's basically saying they saved the whole damn town. The receptionist slams the stamp down, making their new party official. No take-backsies. The whole guild is cheering for them, calling them the town's saviors. Their rep is maxed out. Elf Girl tells the receptionist this is just the beginning of their plan to revive this ghost town. The receptionist is all smiles, basically saying no pressure, but the whole city's future is on you. Our boy Guy officially announces their new party name, Alterna, like he's founding a company. He offers a fist bump to make it official, and Elf Girl looks smug as hell. The duo is locked in. Our boy is planning a market run when some rando yells at them from off-screen. Elf Girl wants to go grocery shopping, and our boy is just trying to plan their day off. And speak of the devil, Sword Sis rolls up calling him Ryuji and grilling him for ghosting them. Sword Sis is looking smug as hell, basically yelling "found you" like he was actually hiding. Our boy asks where Mage Sis is, and Sword Sis says she's running late. The whole family's here. Guy introduces Elf Girl as the alchemist from his letter, and Sword Sis looks completely blindsided. Elf Girl is just standing there awkwardly as the sister-in-law inspection begins. This is tense. Sword Sis is having a flashback, remembering Elf Girl from that trash bag party they were all in. But Elf Girl hits her with a smile, saying our boy saved her and gave her a new goal. Sword Sis just says, "Is that so?" looking like she's not totally convinced by this whole story. Sword Sis is still processing the fact that her brother has a new partner, looking completely thrown off. She explains she's been asking around town for Ryuji, basically putting his fake identity on blast for everyone. And speak of the devil, it's the VIP Zwei and her knight, remembering how they got jumped in the woods. The VIP and her knight just roll up to the workshop, apologizing for dropping in unannounced. The whole squad is here. The VIP formally apologizes for being rude before, trying to make a proper introduction this time. The knight confirms her identity, and yeah, she's definitely the big shot they saved from those bandits. And there's the bomb drop. The VIP is actually the first princess of the whole damn country. Our boy and Elf Girl are completely floored, realizing they saved literal royalty by accident. The princess says she's here to personally request their help. This is a main quest notification if I've ever seen one. Sword Sis is losing her mind, realizing her brother is about to take a job from the damn royal family. Sword Sis rolls up with a whole damn farmer's market in a basket, looking way too proud of herself. Our boy and Elf Girl are looking smug, basically saying it's time to get to work for their new royal client. Guy takes the hall, telling Sword Sis she did good and he'll handle the princess's request on the down low. And now we're having a fancy tea party. You know shit's about to get real when the fine china comes out. The princess is trying to get everyone to chill, but her knight and Elf Girl are still on high alert. Our boy cuts straight to the point, asking the princess what the hell this top-secret request is. The knight steps in, saying he'll be the one to explain the situation on behalf of the princess. He addresses our boy directly, getting ready to drop the details of this royal-level problem. The knight is getting real serious, basically telling them this is some classified need-to-know type of shit. He warns them this conversation is top secret, and Elf Girl is locked in, ready for the mission briefing. The knight asks if they're ready for this, and Elf Girl and Sword Sis are looking locked in. Our boy Guy formally accepts the quest, looking like he's about to sign a multi-million-dollar contract. The princess drops the bomb. Her dad, the king, is on his deathbed with some mystery illness. Elf Girl is shook, realizing they're not just dealing with a VIP, but the actual damn king. The princess confirms the king's illness is a state secret, and he's completely out of commission. Elf Girl puts two and two together, asking if they need her to cook up a royal-grade cure. The princess admits the best doctors in the kingdom are stumped, so she's betting it all on our crew. Our boy is just taking it all in, realizing this is way bigger than some random escort mission. Elf Girl steps up, respectfully interrupting the princess to get down to business. She lays down the law, saying she can't just whip up a cure without knowing the damn symptoms. The princess starts to list off the king's symptoms, and you can tell this is gonna be bad. Elf Girl is immediately shook, like she's heard this story before and it doesn't have a happy ending. Sword Sis asks our boy if he's already figured it out, and he just gives a grim, yeah. Guy's face says it all. He's had a galaxy brain moment, and Sword Sis is completely lost. The princess is freaking out, asking what the hell they mean by saying it's not an illness. And there's the bomb drop. Our boy explains the symptoms sound less like a disease and more like a straight-up curse. The princess is just standing there, completely floored by the news that her dad is cursed. Elf Girl explains that a normal doctor would never catch this, but an adventurer would know the signs. Our boy stands up, saying if it's a curse, his enchanting can probably handle it. My man's got a cheat code for everything. He asks if it's an enchanted curse, and the princess confirms it is, but says it's not a strong one. Guy says a simple curse-breaking magic stone should do the trick. My man really has a gadget for everything. The princess asks for an ETA, and our boy admits he has to craft this custom curse breaker from scratch. Elf Girl steps up, saying she can forage all the ingredients in a day. Finally, her time to shine. The princess is all in, basically telling them the fate of the kingdom is in their hands now. No pressure. Elf Girl is out foraging and mentions she needs to find some slender boar poop. Alchemy is a glamorous job. She quickly gets over the poop-finding mission, smiling like she's got this whole thing under control. Our boy Guy checks in on Elf Girl, making sure the ingredient hunt is going smoothly. Teamwork makes the dream work. Guy is impressed by her poop identification skills, and Elf Girl says it's a necessary evil of the job. We get a bestiary entry on the slender boar, which is apparently a big, cowardly pig. The princess, who tagged along for some reason, asks for a rundown on this legendary poop-producing pig. Our boy tells the crew to spread out and search, because this legendary poop pig could be anywhere. Elf Girl confirms they've got a whole cart of ingredients, basically saying they're set for life. The knight asks Elf Girl if the clay she grabbed earlier is also for the potion. My man's curious. She explains that even dirt can be a top-tier ingredient, and the knight is having his mind blown by alchemy. The princess roasts her knight, saying the clay is also used for stomach medicine, which is perfect for his diet. She keeps teasing him about his weak stomach, and our boy Guy is just enjoying the royal drama. Sword Sis tells Guy he's probably got this whole situation figured out, and he's just like, seriously? The knight is looking absolutely done with the princess's public roasting. Man's pride is wounded. Elf Girl suddenly stops the whole crew, telling everyone to freeze. Her spidey senses are tingling. The whole party is on high alert as Elf Girl announces she smells blood. The side quest just got real. Elf Girl points into the woods, saying she's found something deeper in the thicket. The princess asks if that's the legendary poop-producing slender boar they've been looking for. Elf Girl confirms it's the boar, but it's a corpse. Well, this side quest just took a dark turn. She inspects the body, saying the claw marks look like they came from a massive bear. The knight and Sword Sis agree that a bear showing up in this area is weird as hell. Elf Girl points out the body is untouched. A real bear would have eaten its kill. This wasn't a normal hunt. She realizes if the predator is still hunting, they're probably the next item on the menu. Sword Sis is looking worried, asking what the hell that means for them. The knight goes full tank mode, shield up and screaming, "A bear?" like he's been waiting for this moment. He plants his feet, shielding the girls as some unseen force barrels towards them. Shit's about to go down. Our boy Guy just smirks, basically saying, well, what do we have here? And it's a whole-ass demonic bear the size of a truck. Our boy just says, yep, that's big. Sword Sis doesn't hesitate, immediately going airborne to slice this thing's face off. She lands a clean hit, but her swords just bounce off the bear like she's hitting a brick wall. Sword Sis is completely shook, realizing this thing's hide is harder than steel. She's still processing how her signature move, which should have dismembered it, did absolutely nothing. Even Guy is losing his shit, knowing his sister's attack should have folded that thing instantly. Our boy asks what the hell is going on, because this bear is clearly not playing by the rules. And there it is, a glowing magic stone embedded in its chest. This ain't your average bear. Guy tells the princess to fall back, identifying the monster as a synthetic beast. This is a man-made problem. Guy drops some lore explaining this thing is an alchemical chimera, basically a Frankenstein's monster made of other animals. Our boy is pissed, wondering which dumbass let this illegal bioweapon out of its cage. The princess tells Elf Girl she's not about to be dead weight and asks to join the fight. Elf Girl starts charging up a massive lightning spell, ready to nuke this furry abomination. The princess gets in on the action, summoning fire arrows to turn the bear into a barbecue. Elf Girl and the princess unleash a fire and lightning combo attack straight out of an anime. The bear takes the full blast and roars, and for a second, it looks like they actually did some damage. But our boy Guy is already looking shook, realizing that attack didn't even scratch the paint. The bear just walks out of the smoke with a magic shield up, completely tanking their ultimate move. Elf Girl asks Ryuji for a plan B because plan A just got laughed at by a damn bear. Elf Girl hits our boy with the "I have an idea" look, and you know she's about to cook something up. Sword Sis tells the knight to buy her some time, and he's just like, say less. The B team is stepping up. Our boy Guy hears the plan and is basically like, all right, let's see if this crazy shit works. The princess is giving Sword Sis the game plan. Go for the legs to immobilize the big bastard. Guy buffs Sword Sis's blades with a sharpness enchantment, basically giving her a cheat code for damage. Sword Sis tags in, telling the knight to step aside while she handles the heavy lifting. She goes full anime protagonist, launching herself at the bear for another go at its legs. And this time, the enchanted blades actually cut through, hitting the bear's leg and making it roar. Our boy is already prepped with a flashbang, yelling his sister's name to get clear of the blast. The bear is finally feeling the pain, clutching its wounded leg. The teamwork is actually working for once. Elf Girl thanks our boy for the buff, holding up her potion like she's about to make a toast. She tells the others to clear out, getting ready to yeet her alchemical nuke at the bear. And she unleashes a whole-ass fire tornado, engulfing the synthetic bear in a vortex of pain. The knight and Sword Sis are just staring, completely floored by the explosive power of that potion. Elf Girl explains Guy enchanted her bomb with wind magic to make it hit harder. Teamwork makes the dream work. The bear is still standing, but it's definitely not walking away from that one. It's officially stunned. Our boy Guy is already on to the next step, tossing up another one of his cheat code stones. He pulls out a demon sealing magic stone, ready to deliver the final blow. My man's inventory is busted. The stone activates, trapping the bear in a giant slime bubble. Bro just got jelloed. Sword Sis is just staring, completely baffled and asking if that's a damn slime. Our boy is looking smug as hell, basically telling Elf Girl his 200 IQ play worked when brute force failed. Elf Girl explains to the princess she remembered Guy's slime trap stone from a previous conversation. The knight is still on edge, saying they're screwed if they let their guard down around this thing. Guy is already trying to figure out which dumbass alchemist is responsible for this illegal bioweapon. He's already looted the core, still trying to figure out the origin of this Frankenstein's monster. The princess wants to report this to the guild, but our boy is on a deadline to craft that curse breaker. Sword Sis just randomly laughs, and our boy is looking at her like she's completely lost her mind. She steps up, offering to run the errand to the guild and asking to borrow a protection stone. Sword Sis is all hyped to help, saying this will speed up the process of making the king's cure. Our boy agrees, telling Elf Girl to let his sister handle the cleanup while they go back to the lab. The princess and her knight are looking grim, basically telling the crew to get this cure made like yesterday. We're back at the workshop, and our boy announces it's officially time to cook up this curse-breaking stone. Elf Girl reports that all the ingredients are prepped, and our boy is ready to start the main event. Guy holds up a blank stone, telling Elf Girl it's time for the Enchanter and Alchemist duo to show their skills. We get a wide shot of the lab, and this place is a full-blown potion factory. They're not messing around. Our boy tells Elf Girl they've got plenty of time and materials, basically hyping her up for her big moment. He explains the main ingredient is a void magic stone, a blank canvas for his enchanting bullshit. The knight is looking skeptical, asking if he can really make a legendary cure from a random rock. And now we get a full-on crafting tutorial, starting with slicing the stone with a special heated knife. Step 2 is shaping the stone on a grinder, which is apparently how you add the anti-curse properties. Step 3 is polishing the rock, because apparently you can't just have a jagged-ass curse breaker. Our boy explains that this whole process is what turns a regular rock into a usable magic stone. The knight is still skeptical, asking why the hell polishing matters if the power is already in the stone. Guy explains that if you half-ass any step, the final product will be trash. No shortcuts in this business. He gets real serious, saying a life-saving stone like this shows an enchanter's true skill. Our boy is basically saying this is a final exam for his craft and he's not about to fail. He holds up the finished product with a wink, basically saying, yeah, I'm that good. Next, he puts the stone on a bed of leaves, which are apparently a catalyst for the magic. Our boy pulls out a magic circle like a portable stove, telling the knight it's time to cook. The leaves instantly shrivel up as the stone absorbs their energy. This is some next-level alchemy. The knight is completely baffled that the leaves just turned to dust, and our boy is just smirking like, magic, bitch. Guy announces the power transfer is a success, and now it's time for the final shaping and polishing. Our boy turns to Elf Girl, basically telling her she's up next. The ladies are ready for their part of the plan. Elf Girl is all smiles, telling the princess she'll enchant the potion bottle when it's ready. The knight asks Elf Girl what she's brewing, and she confirms she's making a stamina recovery potion. Elf Girl explains the curse breaker won't fix the king's exhaustion, so her potion will handle the recovery. She's now running a whole distillery, explaining the process of grinding and mixing the ingredients. The knight is impressed she can make a potent potion from basic herbs, and the princess asks if it worked. Elf Girl is in her zone, explaining the final step is heating the mixture to a precise temperature. The princess points out a familiar herb, and the knight is surprised it's used for more than just tea. The knight is basically thanking them for their hard work, and the princess is telling them to take their time. The princess formally asks them to save her dad, putting the whole kingdom's fate in their hands. The princess and her knight are literally bowing, showing just how desperate they are for this to work. Our boy and Elf Girl hit them with the "we got this" look, officially accepting the main quest. The crafting montage begins, with our boy on the stone and Elf Girl on the potion. It's go time. Our boy is in full concentration mode, looking like a surgeon operating on this magic stone. Elf Girl is running her own chemistry lab, watching the potion drip into the final container. She's now mixing the final ingredients with the precision of a damn scientist. No room for error. The duo is working in perfect sync, one enchanting and one brewing. The teamwork is off the charts. And just like that, the narrator confirms the mission-critical items are officially complete. Phase 1 is a wrap. Elf Girl reports the potion is ready, just needs the final enchantment from our boy to be complete. Our boy gives her a good work smile, acknowledging her part of the plan. The teamwork is on point. She tries to play it cool, but Guy hits her with the "I'm counting on you," and she's totally flustered. The princess and her knight pop in, basically asking if the life-saving delivery is ready yet. Our boy presents the goods in a fancy-ass chest, confirming the mission was a success. The princess is completely mesmerized by the curse-breaking stone, calling it beautiful. "It's a rock, lady." We get a close-up of the 58-facet stone. My man didn't just make a cure, he made a diamond. Guy drops a whole lecture on gem cutting, explaining how the shape maximizes its anti-curse power. He holds up the finished product, basically guaranteeing this shiny rock will purify the king's curse. Our boy gives them the simple instructions: just pour magic into the stone and let it cook. Elf Girl presents the potion, explaining the king just needs to drink it and he'll be fine. She's flexing that our boy enchanted her potion, so it's basically a super soldier serum for recovery. The princess is getting all emotional, just thanking them like they've already saved the whole kingdom. Elf Girl offers them a room for the night, saying it's too late to be out with all the bioweapons running around. The knight is hyped, calling our boy Big Bro and accepting the sleepover invite on the spot. And right on cue, Sword Sis stumbles back in, looking like she just ran a marathon through hell. The whole crew turns, and our boy is like, "Minori?" because his sister looks like she's seen a ghost. Sword Sis is completely wiped, stumbling forward like she's about to pass out on the floor. Our boy Guy catches her before she eats dirt, because that's what big brothers are for. She holds up a piece of paper, asking if it has a specific character on it. The side quest just dropped a new clue. Our boy takes the letter from Sword Sis, and both he and Elf Girl are looking absolutely floored. The note is from Mage Sis, and it's just a simple, desperate "help me." The side quest just became the main quest. We get a flashback to a lone wagon in the middle of nowhere, setting the scene for how this went down. Sword Sis is blaming herself for leaving her sister alone, and Elf Girl is trying to keep her from spiraling. But our boy Guy is taking all the blame, saying it was his call to split up in the first place. Elf Girl explains Sword Sis has been a complete wreck since last night, and our boy is just taking it all in. Guy's having a flashback, admitting he thought they were both strong enough to handle it, but he was dead wrong. He realizes Sword Sis had the same dumb idea, which is why she went off on her own damn side quest. Our boy stares at the letter, realizing this means the situation is way worse than he ever could have imagined. Sword Sis is still beating herself up, and Guy knows it's because she feels responsible for underestimating the danger. Our boy's having a vision of Mage Sis, realizing she's in deep shit and they need to move now. The letter came from a town called Bemar, which means the rescue mission has a destination. The princess tells them to forget her and go save their friend. Okay, she's officially a real one. Our boy is looking grim, probably realizing his split-the-party plan was a catastrophic L. The princess offers them horses, but our boy admits they can't ride. My man's skill tree is busted but basic. Elf Girl steps up, telling him to take something from her. She's about to drop a clutch assist. She hands him a royal invitation with the official seal, basically a VIP pass for the whole country. The princess tells them to swing by the capital after they're done, setting up the next story arc. She promises to thank them properly later, basically locking in that royal-level reward. Our boy is completely floored as the princess calls him by his fake name, Ryuji, with total respect. Elf Girl is on emotional support duty, offering Sword Sis some food because moping doesn't save people. Our boy Guy asks what's up, even though he can clearly see his sister is having a full-blown crisis. He asks where Sword Sis is, and Elf Girl's face just screams, "She's not okay, dude." Sword Sis is in full guilt trip mode, saying she's not hungry while she wallows in self-pity. Elf Girl tries to reason with her, basically saying you can't be a hero on an empty stomach. Guy steps in with the tough love, quoting their old master about how you gotta eat to get shit done. And the guilt trip finally breaks. Sword Sis looks up and agrees to eat. It's about damn time. Our boy tries to lighten the mood, joking that her tears are making the food salty. A classic dickish brother move. The rescue squad is officially on the road, heading towards the border to save Mage Sis from her kidnappers. Elf Girl and our boy are peeking out, realizing this road trip to Bechmar is going to take a while. The wagon driver is absolutely losing his mind, screaming at the horses to stop. This road trip is already a disaster. The whole caravan grinds to a halt and the NPCs are spilling out like, what the hell was that? And there's the problem. A whole-ass mountain decided to block the road. So much for a quick rescue mission. The locals are panicking about being late, but yeah, the road's a little bit gone, guys. Our crew is already over this, with Elf Girl suggesting they walk and Sword Sis saying they don't have time to wait. Elf Girl asks if he's going to move the rocks, and Guy admits even his cheat code stones can't handle this mess. But our boy just gets that look, basically saying, fine, I'll do it myself. He's having a flashback to that synthetic bear, probably realizing brute force ain't the answer here. Guy just strolls up to the rock slide like he's about to personally tell the mountain to get out of his way. Meanwhile, we cut to Mage Sis, just chilling and reading a book while someone calls her name. She seems fine? And we cut to the trash bag party leader asking his goons where the hell Sword Sis went. Mage Sis is just trying to read when this psycho barges in, demanding answers like he owns the place. Captain Trashbag goes full demon mode, asking what the hell she thinks she's doing. Bro needs to chill. She calmly explains Sword Sis dipped yesterday and she has no idea where she is, trying to play it cool. This clown starts monologuing about how he's the leader and our boy's crew were just freeloaders. Mage Sis hits him with the facts, saying Guy and his sister were the ones carrying his useless ass. And he completely loses his shit, smashing a table because he can't handle the truth. She sends off a message, probably the help me note, just as he's about to go feral. The psycho punches the wall right by her head, and now she's bleeding. This just got real dark. He grabs her by the collar, telling her not to get cocky. Yep, this is the asshole who kidnapped her. Mage Sis is looking busted up, but still has that try-me bitch look in her eyes. Another girl from the trash bag party finally steps up, telling the psycho leader to back the hell off. He just screams that it's all Mage Sis's fault, completely losing his shit on her. This clown is still demanding to know where Sword Sis went, refusing to accept they quit his garbage crew. Mage Sis protects the other girl, telling him they already filed the paperwork to leave his ass. Captain Trashbag just gives her a smug, "Is that so?" And you know he's about to choose violence. He calls over one of his other goons, a dude named Sean who looks completely useless. The psycho tells Sean to get another room because he's about to beat the info out of her. And now Mage Sis is tied up, locked in a room with no way to know what's happening. She's just wondering how much time has passed, realizing she's officially a hostage. Mage Sis is tied up, looking busted but still not broken. You can't keep a good woman down. But even the toughest hostage gets hungry, and her stomach is absolutely snitching on her right now. She's beating herself up for breaking her promise to our boy about eating right. The guilt is real. She's replaying the beatdown, pissed she let that psycho catch her lacking for even a second. She knows she's running on fumes and has to make a move before she's completely out of juice. She spots an opening, realizing she has to go full stealth mode to pull this off, and she starts cooking up a spell, about to pull a full-on clone jutsu while tied up. The spell pops off and it's a damn imitation technique. My girl's got tricks up her sleeve. She admits the clone is basically useless for a fight, but it's perfect for a little delivery mission. And there's the 200 IQ play. She tells the other girl to send the letter to get our boy on her trail. Mage Sis looks back, hoping her little clone jutsu actually worked and the message got out. And the clone is on the move, walking out like a normal person to avoid suspicion. She's just praying our boy and Sword Sis get the damn letter before it's too late. Back in the present, some guildmaster-looking dude is grilling them about their info. And we get a flashback to 10 days ago, setting the scene for how fucked up this town is. Our boy rolls up to the guild with his crew, demanding to speak to the manager about this whole situation. The guildmaster is surprised to see Ryuji back in town, probably not expecting this much drama. Our boy cuts him off, saying he doesn't have time for reunions and needs to know where Mage Sis is like now. The old dude just looks confused, repeating her name like he's never heard of her. Guy tries to explain that something's happened to her, but this guy is giving them absolutely nothing. Guy's galaxy brain pings, recognizing the useless goon Sean from Captain Trashbag's crew. And Sean is looking absolutely terrified, basically screaming, "Oh shit, I'm busted," with his whole body. Our boy calls out the goon's name, realizing his panicked reaction is a dead giveaway. The guildmaster tells Ryuji to follow him, saying he's got a pretty good idea where she is. He explains they just got an anonymous tip, which is convenient as hell right now. The tip says Mage Sis and that goon Sean were spotted being locked in a room at the inn. The guildmaster says he can't officially intervene, basically giving them a hall pass to kick the door in. Guy puts it all together. The tip, the goon's reaction. It's time to confirm the facts. The crew stops dead in front of a door and you just know shit's about to go down. The guildmaster confirms this is the room where Mage Sis is probably being held captive. Our boy is listening at the door, but it's dead silent on the other side. Not a good sign. Guy calls out to Mage Sis, trying to get any kind of response before they kick the door down. Sword Sis comes in clutch with the master key, saying she got the innkeeper on their side. And they bust in, ready for a fight, only to find the room completely empty except for one person. And there she is, Mage Sis, slumped over and completely out of it. This looks bad. Elf Girl checks her pulse, saying she's just unconscious. Okay, crisis slightly averted for now. The girls rush to Mage Sis's side, and Sword Sis is already starting to panic again. Sword Sis is holding her, apologizing for leaving her alone with that psycho. The guilt is back in full force. Elf Girl, the team medic, says she's just exhausted and needs a potion. Easy fix, hopefully. And speak of the devil, Captain Trashbag and his goon roll up, demanding to know why they're here. Elf Girl is looking over at Mage Sis, worried about her teammate after that whole hostage situation. Sword Sis is giving Captain Trashbag the death stare, and you know she's about to choose violence. Captain Trashbag starts screaming at Ryuji, telling him to get the hell out of his room. Our boy Guy is absolutely seething, dropping the fake name because it's time to get serious. This clown mocks Guy, asking if a third-rank Enchanter really thinks he can step to him. Guy hits him with the cold truth, saying this idiot can't judge people by their rank alone. Our boy goes absolutely feral, roasting this clown for being a second-rate fraud who can't do shit. The guildmaster has to step in and play referee before our boy completely dismantles this fool. The old man threatens to demote Guy if he starts shit again, trying to keep the peace. Captain Trashbag demands to know what happened to Mage Sis, acting like he wasn't the one who locked her up. Captain Trashbag is still trying to play the victim, screaming that it's Guy's fault for breaking in. The guildmaster is just facepalming, completely done with this clown's logic-defying bullshit. Our boy tells the old man not to hold him back, because this psycho is beyond reasoning with. The guildmaster just smirks, basically saying, fine, if you're gonna settle it, do it right. He tells both of them to take it outside. The beef is officially getting settled in the parking lot. The old man declares it's an official duel and he's the referee. Oh, it's on now. And right on cue, Mage Sis finally starts waking up from her forced nap. The girls are relieved as hell, calling out her name as she finally comes to. Mage Sis is still groggy, trying to figure out where she is and what happened with the girls. Elf Girl explains they're at the guild's training yard because our boy is about to legally beat this clown's ass. Mage Sis is already calling it, saying this duel will shut this clown up for good and keep him in line. Sword Sis is hyped, saying her brother's about to clean house and end this whole beef right now. The guild master lays down the law, making sure everyone knows the rules before the beatdown begins. Captain Trashbag's terms are basically, if I win, your sisters are mine. Bro is a walking red flag. Our boy's terms are simple. You pay for what you did and get your adventurer rank nuked. The guildmaster asks for a final confirmation, and you know neither of these dudes is backing down. Both of them agree to the terms with pure murder in their eyes. It's officially on. Captain Trashbag immediately charges in like a moron, screaming our boy's fake name. Guy just stands there telling this fool he's about to get demoted the hard way. The guildmaster gives the signal and the whole crew is watching as the main event kicks off. The stare down is on, and the guildmaster officially announces the start of the duel. The old man just wants to run through the terms one last time before the beatdown is legally binding. He lays out the stakes. If Guy wins, the sisters are free and Trashbag pays up and gets demoted. The guildmaster asks for final confirmation, making sure neither of these clowns can back out now. Captain Trashbag agrees, looking way too smug for a guy who's about to get his ass handed to him. Our boy Guy confirms it too, looking like he's already calculated the exact moment of this dude's downfall. Trashbag is still running his mouth while Guy just roasts him for being a pathetic waste of space. And they're off, with our boy closing the distance like a damn blur while this clown just lumbers forward. Captain Trashbag swings his big-ass sword, but our boy just effortlessly hops over the attack. Guy just hangs in the air, basically telling this fool he's not even gonna let him get a lucky shot. Captain Trashbag is screaming at our boy to stop dodging and fight him like a man. Guy just roasts him mid-fight, saying his moves are sloppy and he should take notes from Sword Sis. This clown is absolutely seething, realizing he's getting styled on in front of the whole guild. The guildmaster brings up the 500 gold coin compensation fee, and you know this is where it gets spicy. Captain Trashbag immediately starts whining that he doesn't have that kind of money. Bro is broke as hell. Guy puts the rest of Trashbag's party on blast, asking if they're gonna cover their leader's debt. The other girl in the party is panicking, basically saying, hell no, I'm not paying for his bullshit. Captain Trashbag tells her to shut up, still convinced he's gonna win this and it won't matter. The guildmaster steps in, telling Trashbag he needs to formally agree to the terms before they continue. The old man drops the hammer, saying if Trashbag won't accept Guy's terms, the whole duel is off. Captain Trashbag is so broke, he's literally begging his party members to spot him the 500 gold. The girl in his party actually agrees, and Sean the Goon looks like he just saw his life savings disappear. This clown is already pissed, basically telling her she better hope he wins after she bailed him out. He's back to charging in, still screaming that he won't lose to a third-rate Enchanter. Our boy Guy is just standing there saying this clown's rage just made him stronger. Classic anime power-up. Guy whips out a fire arrow spell, ready to turn this dude into a well-done steak. He's got that it's over look in his eye, about to deliver the final blow. The fire arrows slam into Captain Trashbag, engulfing him in a massive fiery explosion. Our boy is just watching, basically asking if that was all it took to end this clown. And of course, Trashbag just walks it off, saying that weak-ass magic won't work on an Enchanter. Guy roasts him, saying for all his big talk, his movements are still slow as hell. Captain Trashbag is absolutely seething, realizing he's getting clowned on in front of everyone. Our boy just smirks, telling him to take off that heavy-ass armor if he wants to keep up. And Trashbag completely loses it, screaming at him to shut up as he charges in again. Guy reveals he used a reinforcement stone on himself, which explains the speed boost. Our boy starts charging up a lightning spell, ready to see if this clown can tank electricity too. And he unleashes a full-on lightning strike, but Trashbag manages to block it with his shield. Our boy's galaxy brain is tingling, realizing something is definitely up with that defense. He realizes the fire arrows didn't work either, confirming this dude has some kind of hacks. So he pulls out the big guns, casting Analyze to see what kind of cheat codes this clown is running. The Analyze spell pops up, showing this clown's stats are jacked up way higher than they should be. Our boy's galaxy brain connects the dots, realizing the other girl in the party is the source of the magic immunity. Guy knows this idiot has zero magic himself, so he's piecing together how this clown is cheating. He just calls Captain Trashbag out directly, asking if he's running an anti-magic build. And there's the proof. The other girl is holding a glowing artifact, buffing him from the cheap seats. Captain Trashbag is completely shook, realizing his whole cheating-ass strategy just got exposed. The guildmaster steps in, but he's yelling at Guy for defiling the duel by pointing out the cheating. Trashbag immediately starts playing the victim, screaming that our boy is just making shit up. The guildmaster just tells Guy to keep fighting, completely ignoring the fact that this dude is a fraud. Guy instantly disarms him, holding a stone to his neck like, "You really needed all that just to lose to me?" Captain Trashbag is on the ground getting choked out by our boy's stone. Yeah, that's what you get. Guy is just standing over him looking down like he's absolute trash. The disrespect is beautiful. Our boy roasts him, saying his rank means nothing because he's just a puffed-up ego with no skills. Trashbag is completely losing his mind, unable to process how he's getting folded by a support character. The reality of losing 500 gold and his rank hits him like a truck. His brain is completely fried. And we get a visual of his debt because this clown is about to be broke and demoted. Guy calls him out, asking how a useless enchanter like him could have so much power. He's basically asking, "Who's your cheat provider?" Our boy is just looking down, completely baffled by this dude's stupidity. The secondhand embarrassment is real. Guy decides it's time for a teachable moment, telling this clown he's got it all twisted. He explains that as a support enchanter, he's not supposed to be a frontline fighter. Bro is literally giving a lecture mid-beatdown. Guy tells this clown he never once thought of himself as a frontline fighter. The lecture continues. He explains that a support class trying to be a DPS just gets in the way of the real fighters. His job is to buff the actual damage dealers, like his sisters. It's called teamwork, you moron. He calls out Trashbag for always looking down on him, and the whole crew is finally getting it. Our boy clenches the stone, ready to drop the final lesson on this fool. He yeets the stone at Trashbag's feet, yelling some kind of attack name. Trashbag is still on the ground, completely disarmed and confused by the smoke bomb play. The stone goes off, creating a massive smoke screen that engulfs the whole damn arena. Guy stands in the smoke, saying this was all Mage Sis's idea. He's giving his sister the credit. Everyone else is just coughing, completely blind and wondering what the hell is going on. Our boy is just standing in the smoke, basically telling this clown he doesn't know what a dirty fight is. Captain Trashbag is completely unhinged, screaming our boy's fake name and telling him to die. Guy just punches the ground, unleashing some kind of earth-shattering magic without even breaking a sweat. The attack completely shatters the arena floor, and Trashbag is too slow to even react. This clown is just standing there like, huh? As his cheat code stone gets knocked out of his hand. Our boy closes in for the final blow while the girl who was buffing him just watches in horror. And there's the finisher, a clean right hook straight to the jaw. The impact sends this clown flying, and you can practically hear his teeth rattle. Our boy stands over the wreckage, having just folded this fraud without even using a real weapon. And the guildmaster makes it official, announcing Ryuji as the winner. The beef is officially squashed. The sisters are debriefing with our boy after he just legally dismantled that clown in front of everyone. Guy apologizes to Mage Sis for letting her get snatched, taking full responsibility for the whole mess. He hits her with the "don't worry about it" smile like he didn't just beat a man into poverty. Mage Sis admits she and Sword Sis chose to split off, taking her share of the blame for the L. Elf Girl is nerding out, asking if his bare-knuckle beatdown was another one of his cheat code stones. Our boy confirms it, showing off the Fuel's magic stone he also used back at the rock slide. And we get the lore drop. It's a gift from a war god that gives a massive stat boost if you're unarmed. Elf Girl's having a flashback, realizing his divine protection stones have some seriously specific activation requirements. The girl from Trashbag's party calls out to Guy, probably about to switch teams now that her leader is broke. And there goes Captain Trashbag, getting carried off by his goon like the sack of garbage he is. Elf Girl is just watching the sibling reunion, probably feeling like the fifth wheel after all that family drama. The whole crew is finally back together, debriefing after all that kidnapping and duel bullshit. Our boy makes it official, declaring the four of them are a real party now. No more freeloading clowns. Sword Sis is all for it, saying they haven't had a second to breathe since this whole mess started. Guy suggests they take a damn vacation before hitting the castle, cause everyone's running on fumes. Sword Sis checks on Mage Sis, who confirms Elf Girl's potions got her back on her feet. Elf Girl whips out that royal VIP pass from the princess, saying they can use it to chill in the capital. The squad is officially assembled and ready to roll out to the capital for some much-needed R&R. And there it is, the royal capital in all its glory. Time for the next story arc. A quick time skip tells us it's been 12 days since they bounced from that trash heap town. The crew is on the road, and Sword Sis is already complaining about being tired from walking. Elf Girl spots their destination, pointing like she just found the promised land. Our boy Guy is completely stunned by the size of the royal capital. Yeah, they're not in Kansas anymore. The squad rolls into the city, and it's immediately time for the shopping and sightseeing montage. Our boy is already regretting this as the girls go full-on fashion mode, complimenting each other's new looks. Elf Girl and Mage Sis are showing off their new dresses, looking like they're ready for a royal ball. Sword Sis is hiding in the dressing room, having a full-blown crisis over wearing a skirt. She finally peeks out while our boy just watches from the corner, completely dead inside. Guy is having an existential crisis, realizing he's way out of his element in a women's clothing store. He officially taps out, telling the girls he's gonna go find a store that doesn't sell frilly dresses. Mage Sis asks why our boy isn't helping them pick out clothes, looking genuinely confused by his lack of input. Elf Girl just says it's because he's got no damn taste. She's not wrong, but damn. Sword Sis hits him with a simple rustic, basically calling him a country bumpkin with zero fashion sense. And our boy is just having a full-blown meltdown, realizing he's in a social situation he can't enchant his way out of. The crew is eating, and Sword Sis is roasting Guy for being exhausted after a simple shopping trip. Our boy just sips his drink, admitting he now truly understands the struggle. The man has seen things. The girls are calling him out for his useless feedback, and he's just standing there taking the heat. A flashback shows him complaining about the 3-hour ordeal. Bro, you fought a chimera, get it together. Elf Girl tries to talk to him, but he just mutters that this whole situation is unreasonable. He's completely broken. Elf Girl lays out the plan to hit the castle tomorrow, and our boy just agrees. The vacation is officially over. The girls are all having a good time at dinner, and you can tell our boy is about to be ignored for the rest of the night. Sword Sis is sharing her food with Elf Girl, and the sisterhood is officially stronger than any enchantment Guy could cook up. And we get a whole-ass diagram showing the girls' power trio, with our boy on the outside looking in. He's officially the fifth wheel. Guy is already zoning out, thinking about some place called Zaroshutat and his next big brain economic plan. And Elf Girl just calls him Zaroshutat, and our boy is completely floored. Another fake name bites the dust. Meanwhile, some random NPCs are chatting, which means it's time for a convenient lore drop. They're talking about a massive, untouched ore vein in an abandoned mine. You know, our boy's ears just perked up. The local politics are a mess, with a marquis trying to fix the port while another kingdom preps for an invasion. The NPCs are basically laying out the next side quest, talking about developing the marquis's territory. And of course, our boy Zarushutat is already smirking, because he's known about this whole mine situation the entire time. Our boy is already back on his business grind, thinking about supply chains and distribution. The crew pulls up to the castle, and that VIP pass from the princess gets them through the front gate. They get the full royal welcome, and our boy is looking sharp in his new suit. The squad is getting a tour of the castle, and you know they're feeling out of place. Some absolutely jacked, shirtless dude shows up, and the knight introduces our crew as the cure makers. The shredded dude is sizing them up, and our boy is just trying to process what's happening. And the big reveal. This absolute unit is the king they just saved. My man is built different. The whole crew is completely floored, realizing the sickly king is actually a goddamn bodybuilder. The king is super chill, telling them to relax while they walk through the royal garden. He calls them his saviors, and you can tell this dude is genuinely grateful for the save. Our boy Guy is trying to be all formal, basically telling the king he's being way too generous. The king is just like, nah, for real, relax. Still walking around shirtless like a damn legend. Mage Sis is having a full-blown system meltdown, realizing she's in the presence of actual royalty. Elf Girl is also short-circuiting, completely unprepared for this level of social pressure, and Sword Sis completes the panic trio, having no idea how the hell you're supposed to act around a king. Guy, the only one keeping his shit together, asks the king how he's feeling now that he's not cursed. The king flexes, saying the potion didn't just cure him, it gave him a damn power-up. And some new big shot in armor rolls up, with the king calling him over to talk about the magic stone. The new guy is eyeing our crew, and Guy and Elf Girl are looking like, who the hell is this? The dude introduces himself as the knight captain, and you can tell he's not here for small talk. The knight captain thanks them for saving his men, and Elf Girl is all flustered, saying they just did their job. This dude is going full formal, thanking them on behalf of the entire damn knight order. He orders one of his subordinates to escort the crew to the VIP lounge. They're getting the full treatment. The king is just like, all right, that's enough standing around, still rocking the no-shirt look like a legend. He tells them he's sending for someone, basically saying the real meeting is about to start. And a new lady shows up looking all calm and collected while the knight escorts her in. The whole crew just collectively exhales, looking relieved as hell to see a friendly face. The lady asks our boy if he's Mage Sis, and he's like, "Nah, that's my little sister." Mage Sis is completely starstruck, just barely managing to thank her for whatever she did. The lady just gives her a warm smile, saying she's glad she's okay. This is getting wholesome. The new lady welcomes the crew to the VIP lounge, telling them to make themselves comfortable after their trip. She says they have a lot to talk about, but first, it's time to get down to business with their payment. She hands our boy a fat sack of coins, telling him to make sure the payment is correct. The king calls her Your Highness, and now the whole crew realizes they're talking to another damn royal. She just gives them a warm smile while our boy is trying to process this new info drop. The lady introduces herself as Zwei, and you know our boy is adding that to his mental Rolodex. Guy hits her with the formal Zwei-sama, showing he knows how to play the political game when he has to. Zwei explains the bag is a bonus payment because they did such a good job. They're officially balling now. Our boy explains the Cursebreaker stone he made was even more busted than he expected. My man knows his worth. And Zwei confirms it. She was the one who commissioned the curse-breaking stone in the first place. The plot thickens. Elf Girl is giving credit where it's due, making sure the whole squad gets recognized for the save. Zwei thanks them for not just breaking the curse, but also noticing the king's exhaustion. She hits them with the, "This is a fair price," basically saying their work was top tier and deserves the bonus. Zwei admits the king is now so jacked he's actually causing problems. My man's cure was too effective. Our boy Guy is trying to be humble, saying the money is way too much, but you know he's keeping it. Zwei explains the king wants to thank them personally, separate from the cash payment. The real reward is coming. She's telling the whole crew they should be proud of what they pulled off. The side quest is getting main quest rewards, and now they're in a massive throne room, with Zwei telling them to stand tall for the main event. The king, now fully dressed and looking regal as hell, tells them to raise their heads. He formally addresses our boy as Enchanter Ryuji and Elf Girl as Alchemist Renee. She finally has a name. The king is giving them the full formal shout-out for the Cursebreaker and the recovery potion. Our boy and Elf Girl are trying to be humble, basically telling the king he's being too kind. And our boy immediately fumbles his words, thinking he just bit his damn tongue. Smooth move, dude. Elf Girl is having the exact same crisis, realizing she also just choked in front of royalty. The king says the cash was just the appetizer, and now he wants to give them the real reward personally. He tells our boy to name his price, basically giving him a blank check for whatever he wants. The scene shifts to a library as they try to figure out what the hell to wish for. Elf Girl is basically telling our boy that if he has a wish, now's the time to shoot his shot. The princess clarifies that her dad's offer is specifically for our boy and Elf Girl. Sorry, sisters. Elf Girl steps up saying she has a small request for the king. You know it's not going to be small. Elf Girl asks our boy if he's got a wish, and he's like, "Yeah, actually I do." Guy steps up to Zwei, saying he's got a favor to ask. Here comes the big brain business play. Zwei is just like, go on, probably not expecting him to ask for a whole-ass economic stimulus package. Our boy is on one knee asking for a presumptuous favor. My man is about to shoot for the moon. He asks for royal support to rebuild Zarashutat's port. Bro is playing 4D economic chess right now. The king is looking intrigued as hell. You can practically see the gears turning in his head. Some new asshole in the court just scoffs, clearly not a fan of our boy's big ideas. This new clown steps up, telling the commoners to stay out of politics. Bro, they just saved your king. Our boy is just looking at this new guy like, and you are? The disrespect is palpable. The king tells the new clown to pipe down, basically saying our boy's perspective is valuable. The new clown gets a name drop, Prime Minister Elmar, and he's looking down on our boy like he's dirt. Our boy is just staring back, probably running the numbers on how to ruin this dude's political career. The king explains this Prime Minister clown is his political rival and is basically against everything he does. The king ignores the hater and addresses our boy directly, ready to make a ruling on this whole thing. He pulls rank, declaring he's going to make the final call on our boy's economic stimulus package right here. Our boy plays the humble card, saying he knows it's a big ask and he'll understand if it's too much. The king clenches his fist, basically getting ready to tell his own prime minister to sit down and shut up. He goes full royal decree mode, promising to grant the request for the good of the whole damn kingdom. The king is already walking with our boy, saying if this plan works, it's going to be a massive success. The princess's knight shows up to congratulate them, but Elf Girl is looking at him like, is it really that simple? Elf Girl is completely mortified, telling our boy to never mention her choking in front of the king again. The princess invites the whole crew to a celebratory dinner, basically saying the party's just getting started. The squad heads off to the feast, but you just know this Prime Minister clown isn't going to let them eat in peace. And there it is. Our boy is locked in a dungeon, screaming that this whole situation is a damn setup. The girls are outside the cell, with Mage Sis telling Sword Sis that freaking out will only make things worse. A knight shows up basically saying you caused a scene, so this is what you get. Elf Girl is having a full-blown panic attack, realizing they could get executed for treason against the crown. Sword Sis tries to reassure her, but Elf Girl is spiraling, saying there's no way she's a traitor. Our boy is alone in the dark, realizing he's been completely framed and trying to figure out who's behind it. Guy gets that I'm done with this shit look, deciding the first order of business is breaking out of this cell. We flash back to the dinner, where that Prime Minister clown is probably poisoning our boy's wine. The narrator confirms the king's punishment was handed down after they were invited to the castle. Yeah, no shit. Our boy is just trying to unwind in his fancy-ass room after a long day of political bullshit. The whole crew gets escorted to their VIP rooms thinking the night is finally over. The calm before the storm. Guy flops onto the bed, thinking he's finally wrapped up all his business for the day. My man has no idea. He's thinking about how getting the king on his side is a massive W for his future plans. Our boy is about to drift off, thinking about how to reward the girls for putting up with his bullshit. And he jolts awake like he just had a nightmare, realizing something is seriously wrong. He hears a noise at the window, wondering who the hell is trying to break in at this hour. His eyes go wide, realizing this isn't just some random disturbance. The setup is in motion. Our boy Guy is already out the door, grabbing a cheat code stone because he knows shit's about to go down. Some hooded figure is bodying the castle guards, their swords shattering like glass against this absolute unit. The guards are thanking this thing for its help, but it's just standing there looking menacing as hell. Guy sprints down the hall, yelling that he's here to join the party and lend a hand. He immediately uses that War God stone to punch a hole straight through the intruder's chest. No hesitation. Our boy is completely stunned, realizing his super punch just connected with something that wasn't human. The cloak rips open, revealing this person is actually a whole-ass rock golem. Well, that explains a lot. The golem is completely unfazed, and our boy is now facing a walking statue that just tanked his best shot. Guy's galaxy brain kicks in, telling the guards they just need to find and destroy the golem's core. The guards immediately get the message and start wailing on its torso, trying to find the damn off switch. And right on cue, Sword Sis literally kicks the door down, and our boy is just smirking like, took you long enough. Our boy tells Sword Sis to keep the golem busy while he goes for the core. The teamwork is back on. He decides if punching it isn't working, he'll just climb the damn thing and find the off switch himself. Guy rips open the cloak, telling this walking statue to take a damn seat. He's found the weak spot. He winds up with that War God stone again, ready to turn this golem into a pile of expensive gravel. Sword Sis is hyped as hell, basically giving him the green light to finish this thing off for good. Our boy calls out to Sword Sis, telling her to aim for the gut. The core is officially exposed, and she delivers the finisher, a perfect strike that shatters the core in a massive explosion of light. The golem is completely wrecked, crumbling into dust now that its power source is gone. Job done. The guards are just standing there in shock, realizing they just witnessed a masterclass in teamwork. Sword Sis apologizes for being late, but our boy gives her props for the assist while Elf Girl is still half asleep. Our boy is holding the golem's core, realizing it's a synthetic piece of shit made with alchemy. Elf Girl and Sword Sis connect the dots, realizing this is the same bullshit tech from that synthetic bear. The hallway is completely clean, with no magic trail leading outside. This was a professional hit. Mage Sis reports her findings, saying this wasn't a break-in. The call is coming from inside the house. The guards roll up and our boy asks if the culprit is still in the castle, basically confirming it's an inside job. And the night captain just arrests the whole damn crew, accusing them of being the ones who staged the attack. Our boy's just completely floored, like, wait, what? The setup just got sprung. And of course, the Prime Minister clown shows up, looking smug and calling their souls simple. We found the rat. Our boy is already locked up, demanding answers, while the Prime Minister just gives him that, you're fucked stare. The Prime Minister clown rolls up to the cell, asking the girls if they're the ones who caused all the trouble. He immediately puts Elf Girl on blast, accusing her of making the golem core with her alchemy bullshit. Our boy Guy steps up, telling this clown that his logic is trash, and being an alchemist doesn't make her a terrorist. The Prime Minister tells them to shut their mouths, acting like he's got this all figured out while the sisters look on. And he drops the evidence, claiming they found the golem's magic core in Elf Girl's room. The frame-up is complete. The whole crew is completely floored, realizing they just walked straight into this clown's trap. Our boy is absolutely livid, knowing this is bullshit because he was the one holding the damn core. We get a flashback of Elf Girl thanking our boy for getting her a golem since she doesn't trust other alchemists. Guy asks why she can't just make one herself, and she's just like, nah, that's not how I roll. Elf Girl explains she's got a moral code against creating artificial life, which means she'd never make that synthetic golem. Our boy is respecting Elf Girl's morals, saying her whole no artificial life thing is a very elf-like principle. He's flashing back to the golem he bought for her, realizing the weight of creating one versus just buying it. Elf Girl is completely stunned, probably not expecting him to actually get her whole moral philosophy. Guy hits her with the team leader speech, telling her they've got each other's backs and to speak her mind. And Elf Girl is completely touched, giving him a blush and a thank you for being a real one. Back in the present, Guy is absolutely fuming in the cell, realizing he has no way to prove they've been framed. Mage Sis is trying to get him to chill from outside the bars, telling him to keep it down before he makes it worse. Sword Sis is yelling that the core isn't Elf Girl's, it belongs to Minori, the girl from Captain Trashbag's crew. The Prime Minister Clown is on a power trip, saying he'll graciously just exile them instead of executing them. But as the Prime Minister is leaving, someone calls him out and he looks like he just got caught red-handed. And the cavalry arrives. Zwei asks the Prime Minister if he's aware she's involved in this whole situation. Zwei is giving him that, you have no idea how badly you just fucked up smile. This clown is cooked. Our boy Guy is absolutely livid but agrees to whatever Zwei's plan is. He's letting the adults handle the politics. The Prime Minister is still trying to save face, claiming the king was also deceived. Bro, just take the L. We see Elf Girl and our boy in separate cells, both looking completely defeated after that frame-up. Sword Sis asks Mage Sis if she also felt something was off about Minori, the girl from Trashbag's crew. Sword Sis declares Elf Girl is a precious friend, and they're not about to let her take the fall for this. Mage Sis says Guy only gets this pissed when it's about them, which proves how much he cares about Elf Girl. Sword Sis tries to comfort Elf Girl, who's still in full panic mode after being framed for treason. Elf Girl, still huddled in the corner, calls out to Minori, telling her to come here. It's interrogation time. Mage Sis asks our boy what the plan is, trusting he's already got this whole mess figured out. Guy gets that feral look in his eye, basically saying, yeah, it's time to get the hell out of here. He tells Mage Sis to hit up Zwei on the psychic hotline to test a theory. Big brain mode activated. The telepathy link connects, with Zwei on the other end looking like she's been waiting for the call. Our boy just says it's a simple story, about to drop the whole conspiracy on them. Guy explains they're being jammed by a magic barrier, and Minori asks what the hell they're gonna do. Our boy decides to just brute force the signal, powering up the telepathy to punch through the jam. And right on cue, Zwei and the Night Captain roll up to the cell, ready to bust them out. Guy and Mage Sis thank Zwei for the save while the Night Captain apologizes for being a dumbass. Our boy lays out the facts, saying it's obvious this was a setup, and someone is pulling the strings. The Prime Minister Clown is still monologuing, asking why an alchemist would be the one to frame Elf Girl. Elf Girl tells Guy she's being called a bad kid, and he's asking why she's just taking the heat. Our boy's galaxy brain is firing, asking if this whole elaborate setup was just to get Elf Girl kicked out. Sword Sis jumps in, asking why they would only target Elf Girl. The clown's logic is already falling apart. And the big brain hypothesis drops. If the goal was to get rid of them as a whole-ass nuisance, Mage Sis connects the dots, asking if she's a target too, and then agreeing with the theory. We get a creepy lore drop about the king's curse, linking it back to their curse-breaking stone. The crew realizes they accidentally screwed up the Prime Minister's plans by saving the king for Zwei. Our boy is seething, realizing this whole frame-up is just to get them out of the capital for good.
Zwei tells the crew she's setting up a meeting with the king to expose this clown's bullshit.
The king is holding court, and the Prime Minister Clown has to be there to watch his whole plan fall apart. And we get the lineup. The Prime Minister, the Knight Captain, and our boy with Zwei. It's a political royal rumble. The king says he's heard the whole story from Zwei, and it sounds like a complete shit show. He tells the crew they have to prove their innocence in front of everyone. Time for the courtroom drama arc. The Prime Minister's lawyer ass recaps the frame-up, trying to make Elf Girl look like the villain of the week. Elf Girl is still completely shook, just barely confirming the events happened. She's not built for this political bullshit. The king asks the Knight Captain why this whole thing blew up, and he's basically like, "We're investigating, sir." The Prime Minister Clown tries to play the good guy, telling the Knight Captain it's not his fault. The gaslighting is real. The king asks the prime minister if he knows anything, and this snake just plays dumb like he wasn't the mastermind. The king just gives him a sure yan look, completely unconvinced by this clown's terrible acting. The prime minister clown tells the girls he doesn't get intel from the dungeon, basically flexing his authority. Our boy knows this clown won't make it easy, realizing he's got to force this snake to show his hand. The whole crew is locked in, knowing this courtroom bullshit is an unexpected development for their enemy. Guy is in the throne room, thinking he needs to find some hard evidence to expose this political rat. The prime minister is looking way too smug, completely confident his little frame-up is foolproof. A loud crash interrupts the proceedings, and our boy and elf girl are like, "What the hell was that?" The king is just as confused as the floor starts to shatter beneath him. The whole castle is shaking. And a whole-ass stone golem just Kool-Aid mans its way through the wall. The party just got crashed. The crew just watches as the throne room gets completely demolished by this walking pile of rocks. The knight captain calls out the stone golem, and you know this clown's plan just went completely off the rails. The crew is just standing there as Elf Girl realizes this clown's plan B is just straight-up murder. Elf Girl calls out to our boy, who's just calmly assessing the absolute shit show unfolding in the throne room. Our boy Guy is already processing that this is a dumbass plan, but a dangerous one nonetheless. The Prime Minister clown is looking smug as hell, basically admitting he's done with schemes and is choosing violence. And the golem's whole vibe is, if I just kill you, the problem goes away. This clown's logic is flawless.